says now is the time to reignite manufacturing in the Philippines as Trump upends World Trade Order. With us now for more is Raul Joseph Concepcion, Chairman and President of Concecption Industrial Corporation, a leading provider of consumer lifestyle and enterprise solutions in the Philippines. So good to see you, Jojo. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for inviting me.
So what strategies now do we align as we go through this 90-day pause? As it is, we've got 10% tariffs on top of the 17, which have yet to come, while China and the U.S. are slugging it out with 125% tariffs and 145%.
I think, today is the time we have a strategic opportunity to expand our manufacturing base in the Philippines. I think many countries and companies are looking, because of the tariff differentials, to move away and to deleverage against China because of the 145% tariff. The temporary 90-day shutdown is, eventually that will go. And I think the general trend basically is companies are deleveraging from China because of the tariff and because of the other situations. And as a result of that, then you will see, I think, an opportunity to the Philippines to invite manufacturing to come in. And this is the time, I think, we have that small time frame to invest, to ask people to come into the Philippines.
And you speak as a manufacturer because you have a plant in Cabuyao, Laguna, and you've already expanded beyond air conditioners, you've got lifestyle solutions, and you also have joint venture partners. So what impact has 10% tariffs had so far on business?
Well, during the last week or 2 weeks, we have had a lot of calls from our alliances of partners. Not even myself, but also other business people I've talked to, that they're asking basically if we can manufacture them for the U.S. and export. So that opportunity is available to us today, and the ability now to do that, I think, is very important for us.
And the answer is,
definitely
can we?
Yes, we can. I think we have the opportunity. We just have to work smarter. I think right now government has, and together with the private sector, has to look for those opportunities and then obviously focus and pursue that. We've got to look at, making Philippines a destination. We've got to broadcast down marketing, as well as put up really the support services that help companies that are willing to transfer here, partner with local companies like ourselves, or to find their way through the maze of dealing in operations.
Well, what would be the upside, though, apart from the comparative tariffs at 17%, but the second lowest in the ASEAN? What have we got going? Why are they calling us now when in previous years they didn't? They went to Vietnam, they went to Thailand and Malaysia.
Well, the key there obviously is the tariff differential. 145% versus 17 creates a comparative advantage really in the Philippines. But the second, if you look at the longer perspective, we live, and I've seen this with a lot of our alliance partners, we live in the biggest and the most fastest growing regions of the world, with the largest populations in the world. And the opportunity base and demand will go up, and products will go up, and they will have to be manufactured. And I think there's an opportunity for us, Philippines, to take center stage in that as we do that, right?
Sounds like just a window of opportunity here because it's 90 days and other ASEAN countries have already spoken with the U.S. on negotiations.
Well, it's a 90 days, but I think you have to look at the longer term of where this is going. Eventually, this will continue, this trend will continue, and Philippines will be considered as one of the bases to possible to export from. It's an opportunity because, in the past, they never looked at the Philippines anymore. Many of the countries looked, and with all our challenges in the Philippines, have decided to go other countries. So today, with this differential, and if we can take advantage of this, could be a stepping stone really of creating a fully fledged manufacturing facility, a roadmap for the Philippines.
But it has to be a movement in unison.
It has to be a
between
movement
the government and the private sector. Are you feeling that the government is being proactive to help the private sector achieve its goals?
Well, I think honestly the government has a lot of plans and programs. Working in unison, I think it can be improved.
How so?
Very much a strategic roadmap on how to come in. In many cases, when you look at manufacturing, and manufacturing basically is very critical to the development of the Philippines, that we look at manufacturing equals exports, right? And we should really look at the manufacturing because as a impetus really for the development of the country. We should start basically small, right? There's so much, 100 million people here. Asia Pacific is 600 million people. GDP is going up, we can look basically at developing and seeing what are the products we need. This is what we did in our company, basically. We looked very much at the needs of the Philippines, and then we produce those products in the Philippines. So over 50% of what we produce today is for the domestic, is for, of what we produce is for the for the Philippines.
Would a free trade agreement work? Because that's what the economic czar, Frederick Goy, is going to go to the U.S. to negotiate with.
I think
a free
it
trade
will,
agreement.
but then everyone is negotiating. I think you have to, it's good if it helps, but at the end of the day, I don't think that is something that's sustainable in the long term. I mean, the economic fundamentals, manufacturing fundamentals, companies don't come in and invest just because of trade deals, right? We come in on the longer term. Is the country ready for the infrastructure? Do you have the logistic facilities, the downstream industries? Do you have the people basically for manufacturing? And that I think is much more sustainable. And this is where we have some advantages. I mean, we used to have a lot of disadvantages. Today, you can take those disadvantages into advantages, right? I mean, 100 million people, very young population. You take our, basically, because we have not invested in manufacturing, we have the ability to leapfrog with the new manufacturing automated factories in the world, basically, to be able to globally compete. And then, of course, you have a large base that you're looking at.
We got about a minute, and I'm meaning to ask you, with the heat index up, are aircon sales also moving up?
I'm the only guy that loves heat, right? Definitely.
I do too.
Yes.
I don't like too much cold.
But definitely with the heat index there going up, then aircon demand is very much much higher, basically.
So you're finding that the consumer is intact. Consumer spending is intact, and it's a strong market out there.
Yes, the domestic economy is there. Philippines, basically, we love to spend, we like to go out. And I think the domestic economy will continue to grow, even despite the challenges we face.
All right, well, warm regards to your dad, Raul Concepcion. Thank you so much, Jojo, for the opportunity.
Okay,
Jojo Concepcion of Concecption Industrial Corporation.